All right. Today on GGTV, we're at the Attitude Nation compound. We're gonna shoot some guns with John North. Welcome to my crib, baby. We came to John's house. We're gonna film a podcast while he's filming a podcast. So it's like a podcast inception, maybe. And he came in the bedroom and he's like, "You want to see my toy?" I didn't know what he's talking about. So it's a gun. So we're gonna shoot the gun, and we're gonna.
What kind of gun is it?
We're gonna shoot it. It's an AR-15. So. Always on. So when you pull this down and aim downwards, aim toward the bank down there. Shit, you gotta aim way further down. Further down. All right. Hold on.
You shot the neighbor.
Bro, real quick.
You said 3, jackass.
I can't count.
Let me get out of the way of this show.
Hey, in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I got a good line to go with. Okay. Here we go. Ready? Justin? Ready. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, lion killers!
Look, is it too early for a question? Why do we always say New York City? Why not Miami or LA?
Because there was the radio when I was in New York doing a seminar. They had the New York City rap station, and the DJ was just like going crazy, and they would interrupt the song every 10 seconds and do like blow up sound effects, and the guy would be like, "New York City."
My friends from Miami say that they do that better in Miami.
Wow, I don't think so.
It is done best in Vietnam. Right?
Wow.
You remember?
Robin
Williams?
Do you bring that movie up because I'm old? Is this
It means I'm old. If you're old, that means I'm old. Because I brought it up. You not know? Have you never seen that movie?
I have not.
We talked about a lot of movies you haven't seen last night.
I think about 40 out of the 50 I had not seen.
It's a shame.
Yeah,
you got a lot.
Jared's
of
not really a
to do.
movie guy.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Too busy hustling.
Too busy hustling.
Too busy selling bricks. Bricks of protein powder.
Yes, slanging the way.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We have Garage Games Godfather Justin here in the studio live with us. He came down this weekend to shoot a promo photo shoot and promo video for the Barbell Festival. That's what the show's called.
BarSlamming.
Barbell
BarSlamming Festival.
Slamming Festival.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We just came up with a name yesterday. So
We did.
Because we don't just do barbells, we slam them.
Yeah, the BarSlamming Festival, August 30th through the 31st. And that's as of right now, it's the weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
It might go all week.
But that could
might be 6 days.
Yeah, it matters how many
it's like those parties when you get the invitation. It starts at 7, and then it's got a question mark as to when it ends. That's when you know it's a good party.
And you don't need to bring your own coffee because we're going to have kegs. The main event is weightlifting, right, Justin?
Correct.
Right, Trav?
Right.
And but we're also having a powerlifting meet.
We're going to have a sick powerlifting
Yeah.
Very close second.
We're gonna have
CrossFit. And CrossFit style competition. And I'm going to go ahead and go out there and say there will be no burpees.
Yes.
For all the people out there.
Now, wait, why do you say that? What's wrong with burpees?
I think a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with burpees. I think the CrossFit that you're going to see is going to be closer to weightlifting,
powerlifting,
kind of skewed, powerlifting as opposed to just a bunch of double unders and box jumps.
Almost NPFL style.
So I think safe to say,
maybe not. Sorry.
I think it's safe to say all things barbell.
Yeah.
All things barbell.
Absolutely. I like that.
Yes.
You know, as of right now, it's
Maybe change the name of
weightlifting,
that.
powerlifting, CrossFit. You know, there's already been talk between us doing a strongman thing, as a big strongman event outside.
Right.
And we're going to have a house DJ, which there's going to be house music and rap music and trap music playing all weekend. There's going to be
50 grand
tons of
dropped on that
food,
DJ.
vendors, and there's going to be a lot of prize money.
Two
So
turntables and a microphone.
You're getting Beck.
Where can they go for more information? They can actually sign up for this weightlifting. Everybody that's on our online Team Attitude Nation's online program is getting ready for this meet.
At least 90% of them. The only ones
That's what they're working up to.
That might not do it are the ones that live in Britain and Canada. And
Why not?
Hungary.
Still need to fly out.
Yeah, you need
There's
to
still time to
get your
buy a plane ticket.
now. Yeah, I mean,
You can still buy one.
Justin, that's a great point.
No excuse.
I don't want to hear why you can't. So,
Hey, just drive out if you're from Britain. Right?
if you got a submarine
cars have
car,
boats.
Let me
They
tell you
got
something right
boat
now.
cars.
If you drink enough coffee, you can drive on water. If you mix it with C4, you could actually drive underwater.
This man is on fire today. You've said the most funny things today of all your.
Have
whole
I?
life. Yes.
And we're only 3 minutes in.
That's what she said.
That's inches.
But thegaragegames.com.
The Garage Games. The is spelled THE, Jared.
Okay. Not THA.
And they could look. They could look at more of the details and
Yeah,
register
you
now.
check it out over there, and
Cool.
And yeah, and then we will have a spot for it, a commercial, if you will, very soon.
Very
which is
good.
what we
That
came
will-
up with.
That's
to
what you
film.
guys did.
It's
And,
gonna
and
be
we
pretty
saw
awesome,
some of the
yeah.
clips last. It was like 1 a.m. last night. We had a huge party at my house.
Yeah.
Gigantic.
Food, wine. We talked movies for 3 hours. Strippers. No, I'm just kidding. My wife's was there. We like to play it off like
That
it
is
was
not accurate. Yeah.
Mark Cuban came by and we had a pool party. I don't even own a pool.
We put one in last
But
night.
no, we did shoot my gun.
We did shoot
before the alcohol, before the
the
wine
alcohol,
came
yes.
out. Yes, this was during the day. We actually filmed it too.
Safety first and
Safety
second.
first. And it was like 1 a.m. We put it in and watched the. It was really cool.
I can't wait to see it.
Really cool.
Yeah, you really it's different when you watch the dailies on stuff. Like you get to see what you did. Like it's really gratifying. But at the same time, you're like trying to put together what it's going to look like because we know what we want it to be. But a lot of it we shot for like slow motion and stuff.
Right.
So I mean, when it all gets together, it's gonna be really cool.
And this meet coming up it's not, the Attitude Nation Federation starts January 1st, 2015.
Right.
And that's what we're working extremely hard on. And we're about to announce the name and the logo in the next few weeks, which we're excited about. But this meet right here is Attitude Nation Garage Games is hosting it.
Right.
Called the BarSlamming Festival. And I love that word festival because that's how we're approaching it. That's
more of a
our
celebration
It's
of
a celebration
everything,
of
yeah.
barbell. Right?
Right.
That's what we talked about, where it's not just weightlifting, it's more sports, it's
Right.
food, it's music, it's community.
Right.
And I think that's how I want every weightlifting meet to be.
Exactly.
And so we're teaming up to do this. We want to do it annually, and we're excited. So
I think it's
let's
more
go.
like the old York picnic festivals. I don't know if you guys are that's
what's
back
that?
in the day. Back in the day, York Barbell used to be the king of weightlifting.
Hmm.
Like there was no OTC. That's where the weightlifters went. And so
wow.
they would have festivals where they would do weightlifting, they would do powerlifting, they would do odd lifting events. And so it's more like that. It's like everything that's awesome about the barbell in one day. We're just going to come together, lift heavy stuff, hang out together, party together.
How do you think that's gonna let me talk in right there?
All right.
How do you think that's going to be with all the power lifters and all the weightlifters? You think it's going to be cool?
Well,
Fight.
we
It's
did
gonna be like
Big
Anchorman.
fight?
I think
Are
it's-
we going
where
to
they
do a
come out
duel
of
to
the
the
news-
death? Yeah, exactly.
It should
think
be
they're
one
gonna,
love for
like-
the barbell.
Spanish news team.
I think they will stand each, like when the powerlifters are going, the weightlifters will look at them as like real, like an odd look on their face of like, what are they doing? And I think when the weightlifters are going, the powerlifters will do the same. Like, what are they doing? I think there'll be more curiosity.
But you're going to do the weightlifting and the you're coming out of retirement.
I'm coming out
for
of
this.
retirement for this event, and I'm going to do both.
That's enough of a reason to
And
come
I am
right there.
calling out anyone who wants to do a 5-lift meet. Let's go.
Wait, if they beat you, we should give them more prize money.
We should.
If they beat me in a 5-lift meet, I'll give them $1,000.
And the hot dog eating contest.
I'm doing the 5-lift meet.
You
I'm
can't
doing
Wait,
it.
hold on right now.
Jared can beat me in a 5-lift.
I won't beat you, but I'm gonna do all
Re-say
five.
this live on air.
Yes.
If someone beats you at this
in a
meet,
5-lift meet.
you'll give them cash money in an envelope at the end of the dock,
Unmarked bills.
unmarked
Yeah.
bills.
Yeah, minus a heavyweight, like somebody that's my weight class. Let's be
Okay,
serious. though.
okay.
Yeah,
What class-
Like if Mark Henry comes, that's,
Whoa! Now you're backpedaling.
yeah, I'm backpedaling a little bit.
Wait, I want to know
whoa.
how much we're charging like attendance tickets now. If this is going to happen.
Yeah.
I'll pay it out of my own money. I don't give a fuck.
All right.
No,
Let me
no.
tell
I
you
mean, like
something.
people need to pay for this.
What do you say?
What's the weight class thing?
What, are you going to beat Shane Hammond?
I'm calling you out right now.
All right, I'll do it. If you'll put up $1,000, says anybody, any heavyweight can beat you in weightlifting.
At the meet,
he's got a point.
At that meet.
Yeah, at that meet, a heavyweight can come and beat you in.
No, okay, you're right. All right, fine. So
Okay.
your weight
Yes.
class and below.
Yes,
Okay, deal. And what is your weight class in powerlifting?
220s.
Okay, so anybody that's 220s that thinks they can beat the Travis Smash,
Come get it.
you're going to win $1,000 plus the prize money of winning.
Right.
Yep.
So
I have two questions
chance.
for the Garage Games. Number one, quick question: what exact city is it in?
Well, this is going to be the actual competition is going to be in Statesville,
Right. Statesville.
North
Yeah,
Carolina.
so that's I don't know the area all that well, so I want to make sure I.
Ooh, it is. It's here.
It
Yeah,
is-
NC.
Oh, I thought it was
NC.
in Florida.
In the home,
Okay.
yeah.
No, shout out
First
NC. You need a place to stay. Come stay at the Attitude Nation compound. That's where we're at right now.
Or the
we're
Muscle
in the
Hut.
jungle or the Muscle Hut.
Or the Muscle Hut.
Yep.
The Muscle Hut's where you want to stay. Actually,
Yes.
That's where the party's at.
yeah. That's
Question number two: can I make an unwritten rule then, since it's going to be like 300 degrees? I think all men probably should have to have their shirts off, and all females can't wear anything but booty shorts and.
Well, it is
Tank top.
going to be. There is going to be a CrossFit competition as well, so I think that's kind of unsaid.
Yeah,
I think
that
it's gonna
goes with
happen
it, right?
anyways,
Yeah.
And one more comment: you asked how you think the powerlifters and weightlifters are going to get along, or whatever it was. Have you guys seen that Poland video of the 6-for-6 cage fighting?
No.
what was this?
Oh, I have seen that. You talking about like the team,
Team
death
fighting,
match?
team death match.
Yeah.
They throw 6-for-6 in a cage, and they all Royal Rumble.
And
I think
it's-
we're gonna have like 6 weightlifters, 6 powerlifters,
legit
I think
fighting,
we have
or is
6
it
CrossFitters.
fake?
It's legit. It's in a ring. It's reffed.
The top lifters from every weight class in powerlifting goes up against the top top lifters in all the weight classes for
Yes,
weightlifting.
team death match.
death match.
And that'll be huge
I have no
prize
idea
money.
what would happen. I don't know.
I don't. If it lasts, it's. I know that's only going to last not more than 15 seconds.
Because they'll all
right?
tap out.
Because everybody's.
Well, what happens is they had 6 guys against 6. A couple people on the one team get knocked out right away, and then it's 6-on-4, and all of a sudden by the end of the fight it was like 6-on-2,
happens so
6-on-1,
Oh,
and it's
it
just
happens
these
so
5
quick.
dudes on top of this one dude. Yeah, that's in Poland.
Well, that's
Meanwhile, in Poland, I love those Facebook
It's
things.
crazy.
Jared, have you posted a picture of a baby animal today yet?
Yes.
What did you post?
I posted 2. I posted one of a German Shepherd going like this, and I was like, "That's what happens when my girlfriend asks me some questions." Sometimes I'm like,
yeah.
"What?"
You know what's great is that
I'm on Burgundy.
that joke doesn't go over very well on radio with you tilting your head to the right. Since we're filming it,
Yes.
it will go over well.
Oh, I
Say
keep
what?
forgetting that we're filming. It's
really
it's
cool.
That's how
freaking
good
me
the
out.
film crew is.
I don't like this. The thing about I like about our podcast is that I get to hide behind this microphone, and what I'm looking like and what I'm wearing. Either I'm naked or smoking a cigarette, or
didn't
my
do the
belly's
intro.
sticking out.
We didn't do the intro.
No
We were
one
gonna-
could see, right?
We didn't do the intro. We were going to do the "This is weightlifting talk," and then I was going to say "This is GGTV."
So we're filming both podcasts at
Yes,
the same time.
it's 2 in 1.
which
First
is kinda
time
cool,
ever in
Yeah.
recorded history ever.
I'm curious to see
podcasts
how
at
this
once.
works.
It's going to be weird.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird. You're going to have to watch it twice.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to watch it once as a GGTV episode, and then you have to watch it once as a weightlifting talk episode. I think it's going to be like those movies that we were talking about last night that you can watch it 3 or 4 times and get different things out of it.
Porno? Wait.
Whoa.
Pontypool.
We watched. If you haven't seen Pontypool on Netflix, I gave it an A+. It's actually in my top 10. And
Wow.
like I was telling Brian last night, which is a huge film critic, one of the film guys here, you got to watch it completely blind. Don't watch
That's
the
impossible.
trailer. No, don't.
I'm glad you went there. I was going to.
I'm just saying.
You can't watch the preview. You can't look it up. You got to watch it blind. Nick, you watched the first 10 minutes.
I did.
How good was it?
It was intense.
You're wanting to know more.
Yeah, it was unsettling.
Yeah, it was unsettling. That's what she said. No, and I just want to make the biggest thing about this meet coming up. This huge weightlifting meet. North Carolina, August 30th, to
New York
31st.
Carolina.
A prize is going to be given out for the best BarSlam of the weekend.
Ooh.
Wow.
So basically, how hard can you follow the bar
A
down?
new era in weightlifting.
Yeah, baby. Hey,
So-
we're following the IWF handbook rule.
Yeah.
So I've got a question. Whose bars and plates are we using?
We can't announce that yet.
We can't announce that
We're
yet.
we're in the
Almost
deal
this
right
year.
now of
Because they're going to have to be some really good bars in
yeah.
place.
Oh, whoever's we can't say much right now. We're at the final end of a huge sponsorship announcement. That
We
we're
will
gonna
know
say.
by the end of the week.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. But the people that we for sure are pretty sure that we're going with, that we're going to sign in a few days with.
They said their bars can't be broken.
Yep, they're talking a bunch of shit. They said slam it, and I said okay, and they said all right.
They said
That was a productive conversation.
they'll back their-
Was that over text? or what was
He's
that?
trying to get us in trouble. By the way, he's trying to get the cat out of the bag. You see that?
All weekend has been doing this.
Yeah.
All weekend has been doing
I'm used to interviewing people.
Jared, you got a
to
cut off shirt right now. Tell us why.
I know why. Because he knew it was being filmed.
I told him if he's got his shirt off, I'm putting my glasses on.
Ricky Rose in the
Yeah.
okay.
Because why not?
I mean,
Hey,
If you had to cut off and carry around with you one muscle group, what would it be? Like you only had a head, and you floated and you flew in life, but you wanted to keep one muscle part.
what kind of C4 did
That's
you
easy.
take this
the
morning?
quads.
No, but penis is not a muscle. It's
No,
an
I was
organ.
going to say that.
The quads?
I was going to say posterior chain.
Yeah.
Because you kind of need that for a spine.
He's got a point.
No, but you don't need the spine.
yeah.
Your,
You
don't need the
your
spine.
head is just everyone's
so
head
we're
in the
talking
world
about
is
a
floating.
completely-
We're talking
talking
about aesthetics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely
Okay.
aesthetics.
I would keep my tricep.
Traps.
Maybe traps.
Traps, because it's directly to your... So that way, at least, like, selfies would still look good.
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Selfie game would be on point.
Yes.
Yeah, that's always a must.
And you can live vicariously through the internet for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah, you could get a lot
What
of
would you
dates
keep?
on
I
all those
could.
internet
You
sites
could
with just
absolutely do
traps and. Yep.
I'd do my triceps. I like when my
So you
triceps.
just be a head with
I
triceps.
constantly flex my triceps when I wear a tight shirt.
Yeah.
And I act like I'm not, but I really am.
Let's be. We all know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't we?
I
So
can tell
me
you're
and
flexing.
Jared hit a wall, and I was actually going to write a blog about this. And I know
Where's your
I
blogs?
know,
Yeah.
I know. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
The Dark Orchestra is
The skeletons
very
are
mad
crying.
at me. I know.
Yeah.
But I was going to call it like the wall, like the Pink Floyd, the brick in the wall, and I had a whole spin on it. And it's very interesting. And I think so many people right now listening could relate to this.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a public service announcement to basically say, hey, it's okay, it's not bad, continue on. It happens to everyone. And that's hitting that wall. And me and Jared have been going through, for the last month, an extremely hard program.
Right.
Tons of volume, tons of pauses, tons of hangs, blocks,
Squats.
drop sets.
Squats through the roof.
Just an insane amount of work, okay? And we've been okay. We've been getting through it. We've been making gains. We've been making PRs, etc. And then last Friday, for Max Out Friday, I was even on Twitter talking a bunch of shit about how I was going to snatch 163 and clean and jerk 200. And I was so confident, and Jared was confident. And we went into Max Out Friday completely cracked out on coffee.
Yep.
Tight game on point, ready to go like Russell Crowe. And we hit a wall.
Slammed
We had a
into it.
horrible day. Now, maybe I shouldn't use the word horrible. Because
No
at
day
least
in
we
the
got,
gym's horrible.
yeah, no day in the gym's horrible. At least we got through it. But it was one of those training days where me and Jared had to look at each other and say, you know, today's not a day we're going to hit something huge. And we came together and we talked to each other. We had like an athlete meeting and said, look, because we were both mad, we were both depressed, we were doing, you know, the legs were hurting, the body broke down, the mind broke down. And we said, look, let's get through this.
Let's survive.
Let's survive. Let's try to at least hit what we're capable today, and stay positive.
And you both did.
And we
It's cool when
came
you can
back.
say that.
right?
Yeah.
And you know what? What's funny is that you were talking about a single day, but I mean, sometimes that lasts for months. You know, sometimes it's not just a single day. I hurt my elbow a while back doing some stupid stuff, arm wrestling of all things.
Very
JB.
dangerous.
JB.
Dangerous for people who don't arm wrestle.
Yes, exactly.
Is it?
Especially if there's a little bit of alcohol involved. And yeah, anyway, so I couldn't train anything. I couldn't pull. I couldn't grab on anything with my hands. I was literally doing nothing but safety bar squats for a month and a half.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about being sore and beat up and depressed and everything else or whatever. And like
You saved a lot of baby seals, though.
I did.
Was it right here on the inside of the elbow?
Right there, yeah.
Yep.
And I remember when I was doing it, I was right here and I heard it pop. Heard it.
Never,
And
never.
Sure, you
a
weren't
good
right
thing.
here.
No, that's the funny part. I won, but I think in the long run, the other guy beat me.
You won the battle and lost the war.
So what does that do, Jared? You said it just puts too much pressure on an elbow that if you're not trained for it?
Well, people don't know really how to set up correctly for arm wrestling either, meaning like a lot of times they'll have a lot of distance from, their shoulder to their elbow. They won't be in here tight. They'll be away from their arm. They won't really lead with their entire body. They'll try to just do it with their arm. Just incorrect technique. And it ends up just putting too much stress on that elbow joint for a lot of people who don't do it.
Justin. Yeah, I know. Yeah, let me say right now, I was going up against a Czechoslovakian.
Ooh, you had
never arm wrestle a Czechoslovakian.
So did you catapult the arm wrestle?
No, I actually do know. I actually do know how to arm wrestle.
That's what happens when you
I'm not that bad of an
extend.
arm wrestler. We used to do it a lot in high school, and I've got pretty decent technique as far as what you're talking about, pulling in, keeping close to the chin, arm in the right position, all that stuff. I just haven't done it in so long. And this guy was. He was a little dude, and he was really strong, and he beat one of the coaches in the gym just like standing there like this, and the guy's straining as much as he can. Red, my coach is, and he's like giving him pointers, like no, you should do this, turn the hand, and like all this other kind of
this
crap.
Guy,
and he's like, are you ready to go? Just like taunting him for like a minute, and then he just goes boom. I was like, I gotta do this.
You can't have a guy come in your gym and
exactly. I beat him the first time, and it was pretty easy. And the second time we came back, he wanted to get another one, and I still beat him, but I heard it pop right there, and like an idiot, maybe it was I had maybe 2 beers in me, and I just kept going, even though I heard it.
Or maybe a couple.
No, more. I was not drunk. I will go on record. I was not drunk. I had about a beer and a half, 2 beers, but I probably shouldn't have ever done it to begin with. So I'm old.
Yeah. Going back to the hitting the wall thing, it was interesting. I think by the time you get to 135, 140 for us, we both kind of knew. I think we even took 135 twice on the way up, singled it, which is pretty rare. And we were both missing, I think, a little bit over 145.
I think once you got to around 140.
He says, look, we both know we're not going to hit something big today, but let's still get something out of today. It's always something that it took me a long time to learn, where you say, let's make our bad days serviceable or good.
Right.
Yeah, let's make our good days, try to make them great. So we went back down, came back up, and we both ended up hitting bigger numbers on the second wave.
And the way you hit it was solid. It was a good way to end a rough training session. You both solidly hit 145.
Yeah, and I like what Jared said. It's true, because we missed the first time going up. We missed 140 like 20 times. It was ridiculous, and we started getting upset and angry, and that's when we kind of put our heads together and we said, let's drop down to 120 and work back up. Yeah. And look at the like Jared just said, look at the glass half full.
Right.
Because that's what you got to do on the platform and off. Get it in. Still hustle. Still put the work in. I wrote a whole blog on it, Sweat Bank. That sweat that drips down your the sink in the shower after you're done working out, it goes somewhere. It goes in a bank. You're going to deposit it for a meet. You're going to deposit it when you need it. And even though it was a grinder, we still put it together. And the way I say, because we hit 75 in the clean and jerk too, we went 45-75. And trust me, when I say 45-75, even though that 45 might have looked nice, it was hard.
No, I know.
And
I was still very proud of you both. I mean, to have a rough training session like that and like continue to battle and not like, a lot of people will quit at that point. I hope that you guys are listening to this.
Yeah, seriously.
Even John and Jared have the same experiences that you have. I get so many emails where like, man, I had a bad day. What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, a bad day.
Yeah.
I mean,
What?
Yeah.
What? I mean, a bad month, maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
Now we can start to talk about it, but a bad day, don't write me about a bad day.
No, people go in panic mode, and they need to stop. And that's what I'm talking about. Even though we're talking about me, Jared, this goes for everyone. We're using ourselves as an example. But if we're able to hit 145, 175, that beat up.
Right.
That, that's sore. And that run down from the training program, then let me tell you something. When we're tapered and we're fresh and that program starts to kind of like back off a little bit, that's 170. That's 170, 200.
Yeah. If you guys didn't have a day like you did on Friday, I'm not doing my job, because I've got to push you to the point of breaking down.
Yeah, that's what I want to know, and that's what I wanted to ask is, as a coach, can you kind of see those days coming up before they happen?
I was expecting it.
Yeah,
I've been expecting it before now.
Yeah.
So John kept
Yeah, there was a
PRing and
few
PRing.
days where Travis was almost mad.
Yeah.
Like, I would
Like,
do
why are you
well.
doing so well? Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute, John.
Yeah, he clean and jerk
You
193.
taking pink
and
pills
I'm
behind my back? Like, you're not supposed to be hitting 193. You're not supposed to be snatching 160. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, coach, I'm a freak. You know, I'm the champ. What do you want from me? You know, I don't get sore. But I do. Remember that last podcast?
Yep.
Yeah. 2 days later, I'm sore right now.
Yeah.
You know. So
And I think what made that training session is that we were both invested still. You know, before, you know, at Cal Strength, I would have went and pouted in the corner and been like, oh, I don't know about my training. Let's look at the training program again. Let's look at the coach. Let's look at all these other factors.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's like, just stay invested and get a good day. You
Yeah.
know, like I remember the day, I mean, it was Friday, but I remember every single attempt. You know, we went up, second wave, both hit 135, you hit 140. So I went 141, you went 142.
there's a lot of small
I
jumps
went
in
143. We took a completely different approach
Yeah,
to
we
it,
did.
to where
Yeah.
we were literally going, you know, he says every kilo counts, literally. I mean, we
Kilo
made
at a time.
Kilo at a time, yeah.
yeah, 141, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, we both got probably 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe between both the waves. You know,
yeah.
of our,
That's
within
a lot of
95% of our max weight for the day. So in overall,
Got a lot of lifts in.
it was
Yeah.
great
It was
training.
great.
Yeah,
It was great training.
And we were battling, and not only were we trying to get that consistency, because at that point, right, you know we're not going to snatch something huge.
Yep.
We might as well get some lifts in and work on it and push the body. But we were also competing, and, you know, we knew we weren't strong enough that day.
Does that help clear your head?
To take 5 kilo jumps. So we were going kilo, tied at 45, went 46, and no one could lift it.
no,
So when you jump up like that and you miss and you're like, man, I'm not lifting anything heavy today, does that, you go back down, does that clear your head a little bit? You're like, kind of the pressure's off. It's like, you know what? Okay, let me jump back
It's like
down.
a brand
Whatever
new
I
tr-
get, I
it's a
get.
brand new day.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like going 1-1 in the playoffs. It's like
Right.
it's a new
New series.
new
Yeah.
series. And then, like Jared
agree.
said, you take different jumps, approaching it differently.
Yep.
You know. See, the first wave up, what are you thinking? You're thinking, I'm going to snatch 170. I'm gonna break the American record.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shock the world. And when that doesn't happen, you panic.
Yeah.
But on the second wave up, you know you're not going to snatch 170.
Yeah.
The second
Pressure's
wave
off.
up, it's a grinder. You're just trying to get it in, you know?
Yep, and it was easier for us to, at least for me, to wrap my mind around going, okay, 141, he makes 142. I'm like, oh, 143? I can wrap my mind around that. Whereas if I jump straight again from 140 to 145, it might be a little bit too much of a shock, you know. So I could wrap my mind around 1 or 2 kilos a lot easier.
Yeah, because right then their CNS is destroyed. Is
Yeah.
what's happened.
And,
so
and that's the deal,
a
right?
couple
Like,
kilos is no big deal. 5 kilos is.
yeah, your body can't tell the difference between, 300 pounds and 302 pounds.
Right.
Yep.
You know?
Exactly.
But
it can 311.
310, yeah, 311, yeah.
Yeah, Donnie and Martine back at Cal Strength, they used to, Ivan Avajev used to come up to them and sprinkle chalk on their weights. And they would say, like, just this, you will not make.
Yeah.
You know, like basically saying, like, that last lift looks so hard
That was the max.
that if you even sprinkled chalk on it, you ain't lifting it.
We sprinkled some chalk on the plates yesterday.
Don't give
For
them the
different
secrets,
reason.
Justin.
Different reason.
When's the video coming out?
3 hours ago.
Really?
It's already
Did that
up.
just blow your mind? No,
Wait,
it's not.
what? Oh, shit. I was like, damn, they must have not slept.
No, we got to get back home. We got to see what's going on. I got
Yeah,
I got a lot of
gonna be
a
cool.
lot of athletes that are waiting to get back home and train. So we're gonna try and get our media crew, our awesome media crew, guys. We'll give a shout out to Garage Media there.
Yeah, guys.
Shout out.
Big
Big
bouncing Brian
Mike.
over there and old Nikki. How you doing?
Yeah, thanks, guys, for coming out
Yeah.
and filming. And,
Nicky, who's in trouble when he gets home because he should have been there this morning.
yep.
Yes.
Sleeping on the couch
man.
tonight, you know.
I hope Jacqueline's listening to this.
But Garage Games, Attitude Nation, look, you guys have seen us before. We've been on both each other's podcasts. Me and Travis went out and competed and put on a nice lifting session at their
Garage Games 1, yeah.
Garage Games 1 a few months ago. Now we're back. Now we're doing big
Right.
things again, getting ready for the meet. And Trav, where can they go to become part of Team Attitude Nation?
Oh, mashelite.com to join the team. And so and the whole entire team is training for this one big event. And so now I'm so excited we've added powerlifting. 'Cause now my powerlifting family doesn't think that I've deserted them. I've been getting a lot of emails being like, what about us?
Yeah.
You forgot us.
And look,
Yeah.
if you want to become, get on this programming and join Team Attitude Nation online, like so many people are doing,
Right.
you don't need to do this meet, right? Like if you want
You don't have to.
you don't have to do
But
the
you'll be
meet.
ready.
But let's say you can't make the meet for some crazy reason, then you should max out that day
Yeah, because
in your
you're still-
garage or your
yeah.
gym, because that's what you're going to be tapered
You're
for.
going to be tapered for that day.
And vice versa,
Yeah.
if you're not if you're not on the membership for the Attitude Nation,
Still
shame on
do
you.
it.
But yeah, you can still come out and do the meet.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
You
of
can
course,
still come
of course,
out and
yeah.
hang out. And even if you're not a weightlifter, you can still come out. Even if you don't have one of the awesome singlets that we're working on, which we're going to come out. We're going back and forth with the people that are making it,
Yeah.
making sure, it doesn't suck and all
We're
that kind of
going old
stuff.
school, I think.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. We're going to go do the old.
And yeah. It was
Alexia.
really short. The first comp.
I
want to
see those. I want to. That's what I
We should
want.
get video of
Should
you
we-
on it.
the
We
high
should
cut.
give Jared.
Should we do the high cut singlets?
Yeah, I do the
And
high
lift
cut
in 'em?
singlets, and then just
I mean, the girls wear the booty shorts. Why
Yes.
can't we wear the high cut singlets?
and then with the singlet, just give everybody
I think
some
skies out,
sock
thighs out.
stuffing.
Just
That's what I say.
oh yeah,
Every singlet just gives some sock
can't allow
stuffing
easy
for
to
everybody,
wear
so
one.
everybody feels comfortable wearing them.
Potato.
Yeah.
Oh, but speaking of potato, also something that's going to be at this this festival is
This
we're
is
doing
not confirmed. This is not
this
confirmed.
not confirmed yet, but something we're definitely talking about. I'm gonna push for is a potato sack racing for the kids, because I want to be able to have the community and the family, and I think that's what CrossFit has taught the weightlifting world and the powerlifting world and all the other barbell sports about. I'm not saying that family and community have never been in weightlifting.
Who makes bags that we can get a
But
sponsor?
I was just
really-
going to say, what
Yeah, it
about
was
big bag
up in the
tournament?
bar?
Sponsors.
I want a beanbag race. And I want a hot dog eating contest.
Are you going? Will you enter that?
I mean, I'll enter it, but as Jared knows, I have the appetite of a fucking lizard.
Yeah, you do.
And you need a giant bag tournament, like he mentioned it too.
Oh, wait, cornhole
Yeah,
tournament.
Yeah, I had no idea what you were talking about when you said.
I was waiting.
bag.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, so the kids will do the cornhole tournament,
Right.
and the beanbag
What
racing,
about your
potato
game?
bag racing.
What about the game you invented?
And there's going to be a fast catch tournament for those that have seen the video with Ryan Grady behind the back.
If you hadn't go to
Wait. And at nighttime, poker tournament.
For the kids?
No.
yeah,
I thought you were going to say glow stick tournament.
Poker tournament,
Should have-
and then a dance off.
should we announce that we're having a poker tournament?
So it sounds like this is going to be a 7-day event. It does.
17.
just plan your vacation for the last weekend in August, or last week.
Yeah.
Matt, we should be just like Europe and just take August off, and we'll just the whole month of August we'll just
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Garage Game, Attitude Nation,
Yeah.
BarSlam Festival.
Tickets
the whole
will be
month.
$1,500.
We're shutting,
Spectators.
We're shutting the United States down.
Yeah.
It's National Bar Slamming Day.
So if you're Russia,
No.
it would be a good time to attack America in August because we're going to shut the whole country down.
We don't. There's a lot of Russians that listen to this podcast. I
Are
wouldn't
there?
say that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In the snow.
Klokov definitely listens
sure,
to this podcast.
for sure.
What's up,
With,
Klokov?
with an interpreter.
Jared, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Pro tip of the day. What do you got for him?
Pro tip by what?
What? Put him on the spot right now.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you
I
mean?
don't know. Just weightlifting. Go.
Weightlifting.
Something that you see that people need to stop doing or do better.
Yes. Be careful wearing spandex when you clean and jerk.
Why? Tucking up, you mean, for the males?
Yes.
Okay.
I did it on Friday. The same thing. A lot of times I wear spandex for the snatch. Once again, forgot to switch out to my regular boxer briefs.
Okay.
And I
Wait,
think
this
it was
is
on-
interesting. Wait, hold on. You snatch in boxer briefs.
Nope. Snatch and spandex.
Okay.
And then
Clean and jerk.
clean and jerk. Did not switch them, and I think it was on 170. It was a bad mistake. My first nationals.
So keep the bar close, but don't hit your nuts.
Yes. My first nationals, I wore spandex for the first time clean and jerking. And on my last attempt, it dropped me for 15 minutes. And then I ended up bombing out in the clean and jerk.
Really? Wait.
I forget. I mean, it's been
You hit
4 years.
In the
but
clean and jerk, you hit off your thigh or your hip.
between the two somewhere.
Yeah. So you weren't tucked properly.
Wait,
Yep.
Did it hit your nads or your penis?
Penis.
So wait, you're telling
This
me
just
though
became a completely different podcast.
at a weightlifting meet when you go out for the clean and jerk, you
Down the drain.
You know where to maneuver the penis.
Yeah, so on the clean, this one, I mean,
knows how to maneuver.
it hit right. It hit
Like
right.
you
at
know where to put it.
yeah, it hit right at like the tip. So on that clean, particularly, I hit just above the knee.
Oh my gosh!
Good night, everybody.
That took me a solid 3 seconds to get. I'm like, what? The knee? Why would you hit the? Oh, okay.
You're still in your first coffee.
Oh,
You're still in your first coffee.
New York City. I'm like, why would he hit just? That's not the proper. That's not the proper step one.
So my
It's not the power position. This technique is totally
doesn't
off
put
right
early.
now.
What's going
What
on?
is going
Yeah.
on here? What kind of technique? Well, I get it. That's
Yeah.
a jokey. No, but honestly, it's a subject that does need to be talked about.
Yeah.
You do it at your seminar.
I do. I talk about it at times at my seminars because in the 2009 American Open, going up against Phil Sabatini in Birmingham, Alabama, I think Birmingham, Alabama, for the snatch on my third attempt, I just accidentally, for some reason, I tucked up. I didn't tuck down, and that's a no-no, okay? Because in the snatch, you hit off the hips, and just like you did, it hit the, you know what?
Only ever happened
Dropped
one
it.
time.
Got me out
That's all
back.
you need.
Ambulance. I was, in the back for 20 minutes, and hopefully, I was glad that I was able to come back in the clean and jerks and win silver.
yeah.
even though Phil beat me, that was actually my very first national.
So are you going on
no.
record for saying that if you hadn't have hit your dick, you would have won?
No, I'm not going to take that away from Phil.
It can ruin a training session, though.
I'm not
I was
gonna- I'm
gun
not
shy.
gonna-
It's only ever happened to me one
Yeah.
time, and it ruined my session. Absolutely.
Phil beat me fair and square.
Yep.
That was, and you know what? Even if I could have, even if that did affect me, then that's a rookie mistake by me.
And that's your fault. Yeah.
You got to know your body. You have to be
Right.
aware of these things. I mean, we might all be joking about it. It might be funny, but at the end of the day, these are things that need to be thought about.
Yep.
You
Right.
can't just go out there blind and unprepared.
Yeah, in the sport of weightlifting, you guys are so close to one another anyway. It's like nobody's totally dominating anybody. So a small mistake can cost you from first to second.
And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, the females peeing when they CrossFit or lift weights, where 5 years ago it was never talked about. It was like, oh, you do that? That's weird. Now there's like support groups and Facebook stuff, and like all the girls at gyms talk about it because it happens.
It
And it's the
has.
same thing
Never
for
had a
males.
problem
That's
with
why.
talking
That's
about
why
it.
women wear.
Yeah.
She's always.
Always talking about it.
She's always talked about it. My wife,
Yep.
maybe she's a little bit more
Open.
Yeah, open. I guess about that. But yeah, we talk about it to all of our clients. I make a point to talk about it to all the ladies, especially the moms or moms to be's.
That's why
Yep.
we want to
It's normal, yeah. So it's kind of that thing where you got to be able to talk about it, and it does happen. So like when it was my first time wearing the virus tights, I was a little bit worried, and I should have tested it out with lighter weights or going a little bit slower for the contact point or whatever it was. But I mean, just first time wearing new apparel, always be careful for that.
That's why Jessica, in designing the singlet, she wants the section that is around the crotch to be black. So if a girl does, like have an issue, you can't really see it. She's not embarrassed.
And that's why you'll see it. Most women wear black singlets because of that reason alone.
Right.
That's common, and that's the singlets that we're coming out with. Well, obviously black. It looks cool. Black's is a cool singlet, but also that's true.
Slimming.
black sheep.
Slimming, you can't see what happens and all that kind
Slimming.
of stuff. So it's a good topic. It's just not talked about enough, but good pro tip.
Pro tip, that was it.
Very nice pro tip. Let's go ahead and go to Travis. Pro tip
For the pro tip of the
section.
day.
Yep.
Is to whatever program you're on is to just dig in, do the program, and don't second guess it. Like Jared talked
Man,
about.
I like
earlier.
that.
Yeah, like people don't understand, but I have purposely for us designed it to crush you. So like when you're having days like
That's
John
so true.
and Jared did on Friday, that's to be expected. But there will be a time, the tapering, where you'll be like, oh, so just dig in.
And I like what you said there too, because it's designed to crush you.
Yeah.
Think about this in bodybuilding, when you do a workout, and this is an interesting way of looking at it, because I used to look at it completely different. Let's say you're doing biceps that day.
Right.
What you're actually doing is breaking down your biceps.
Right.
When you're doing your curls and all your workouts,
Yeah.
you're breaking the muscle down, and then overnight and after you eat, while you're sleeping,
Rebuilding
it
it.
rebuilds even stronger and bigger.
Right.
And I was shocked when I heard that, because when my first few months in the bodybuilding world and all that, stuff, I used to think that as I was doing bench press and as I was curling,
It was getting bigger.
Muscles were
my muscles were growing and getting stronger right there and then. But when someone told me they're actually breaking down, I said, "Really? That's crazy."
Maybe you take that for granted, yeah, but I think a lot of people still have no idea. Like, you don't get stronger from doing work; you get stronger from recovering from doing work. Yeah.
And when Trav said breaking down, it reminded me of when I learned about the bodybuilding and the breaking down and stuff. And the same thing is with weightlifting in the program. When you're training, you're breaking down.
Right.
When that week of hell is in full force, you're breaking down to only build up. And that build up happens on tapering, on recovery, and then the journey the program is going to be, laid out for. So.
Weightlifting really is like a blue collar job. It's the exact same thing. So if you were to become a logger in Finland, that first few weeks, months are going to be hell. And you're going to go home, you're going to be crying, you're going to wake up the next day, you're not even going to realize how am I going to get through the day. But then you will adapt like the rest of the guys that are out there in the crew that are laughing at you at first.
Trust
so it's the same exact thing.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a microphone. Sorry.
You don't have a headset.
Yeah.
I hear him breathing in the mic. Sorry, Trav.
Yeah, and so, weightlifting is a blue-collar man's sport. Like Jared is a perfect example, Mr. Iowa farm guy,
State champion wrestler.
Yes. He's going to get, the program is going to be like a hard day at work, and then he's going to adapt to it. And then we're going to add more work to that.
Vision Quest.
That's why it's my number one movie.
Number one movie of all time.
Yep.
You haven't seen it either yet, have you?
No.
Or
That
the
is so
soundtrack.
weak, man.
Put on the soundtrack next time you guys train.
I will.
Put in the vlog.
What? It's a wrestling movie.
Yep.
Is wrestling a sport? What is it? I'm kidding, Jared.
He's about
It's
to show
Rumble
you.
time.
I only say that because
Not
of
wrestling.
ludicrousness. They tried to take it out of the Olympics.
Yes.
We've already talked about that. That's
Yep.
crazy shit.
Did they really? Is it not out? now?
No, they got it back in.
Thank God.
Yeah, I had to compete against like squash and I don't even know.
That was
probably
ridiculous.
curling or speed walking, and it won for 20 and 24.
When they took out wrestling, or they tried to, that's when I bought a bunch of ammo, canned food, locked my doors, and I said, "Here comes the apocalypse. Let's go.
Zombies.
Bring it on." No, seriously though, like you take out wrestling from the Olympics, world's done. Anarchy.
Yeah, I mean, that had to have been the first Olympic sport, right?
It was one of the.
I mean,
Yeah.
It was
Unbelievable.
It was in the very
bro.
first Olympics.
The balls on some people. That's all I got to say.
Yep.
The power trip of some people on this planet.
It's ridiculous.
It's sickening.
I didn't know they were trying
Let me
to
tell
make
you
it
what
out.
it is.
Oh.
It's sickening what money can do to somebody.
It was a full
at the end
year-long
of the
fight.
Money? You think it was about
Yeah,
money?
it's
was.
all
Why
about
would it-
money.
Because it's not the biggest money maker. They were going to try to bring in other sports that were bigger money
Yeah,
makers.
well, same way with weightlifting.
No, it's
right?
because those idiots, the sports that they focus on, it's their fault. The sports that aren't making money is because you are not doing a good job promoting that sport.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone who's ever been to a wrestling match, if you don't get pumped by that,
Exactly.
what's your problem?
It's funny. Brian, genius filmmaker, has a great quote that he talks about, and it's very similar to that. He goes, he doesn't think there's such thing as a bad actor if you've made it into Hollywood, right? If you see an actor in a movie and he had a shitty performance,
Right.
that's the director's fault, because ultimately it's the director's job to cut it and tell that actor what to do.
Right.
Well, if weightlifting isn't good, maybe you don't put him in the fucking stables with the horses at the Olympics.
That's exactly
You know what I
right.
mean? Maybe
That's
you put him in
exactly
front of
right.
Buckingham Palace
This
or
is the
whatever.
best point.
You know what I mean?
You know,
Right?
Yeah.
to add to that point, when John came down to the Garage Games 1 and he did his little performance of weightlifting, the crowd went absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
So if they would do a good
UFC
job,
was, I mean, when it
Yeah.
first came out, nobody watched that, and now that it's on television, are you kidding me?
it's so
Who
popular.
watches boxing
it's
anymore?
all about promotion.
Whoa.
And the one,
I'm not saying to diss it, but honestly,
No, I know you're
UFC
right.
is.
I mean, I
way
think
bigger.
Floyd Money Mayweather is doing a good job of keeping boxing fun,
Yeah.
and entertaining and bringing people to the seats. But you're right, though. You're right. You're right.
the one thing it did do was that it did change the sport for good. The big thing was that the style of wrestling and the rules made it a little bit boring, and I agree with it. So the changes that FILA has made really are good for the sport, and it's more viewer friendly. I mean,
So they took out. You weren't allowed to slam your opponent.
no, you can still slam them, but so I mean, it'd be the example of like in weightlifting,
Was that USA Wrestling? Was that
USA
you
Wrestling,
saw?
yeah.
You saw?
It'd be like going from being able to. It's like football, they take out all the celebrations and stuff. It's a little not quite as cool to watch. But in this case, the rules did need some changing, and they've changed them. And I think moving forward, I mean, it's much more viewer friendly.
Like what?
For example, like the periods. I mean, they've changed the periods. They've changed the scoring.
Wait, so they went back and rechanged it to make it more entertaining?
Yes. Yeah, they changed the sport.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
What they make the periods?
They made them into... They're 3 rounds now.
Right.
So it's the best out of 3 series.
Right.
Where you wrestle and, you know, 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. And then they also changed some, like, scoring rules as well. But I think there's 3 3-minute periods, I believe. Or maybe it's 3 5 minutes. I can't remember the exact setup, but... it's at least more viewer friendly in terms of, like, if you get pushed out of bounds, that's now a point. So you have to stay in the middle of the circle.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like people can't just stall the whole match.
That's more spectator friendly.
More spectator friendly. They force the action. That's what they're doing.
That
They're calling
UFC too.
They're calling stalling. They're
That's
calling
coward.
all
Yeah.
these things that are like, dude, go at it in the middle of the center. And if you're starting to get pushed out, you got to come back in. Otherwise, they're going to score a point on you. So
That's awesome.
And that was a rule they came up with a while ago, but now they're enforcing it and stalling. And
They got to do that with weightlifting too.
Yeah.
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 I think they need to do. I think you have.
No, we are.
Yeah. Well, exactly. But I
You
think
know.
you have 30 seconds to do the lift. Do it as many times as you want. 30 seconds.
No,
How freaking
I
exciting
disagree.
would that be? No, I'm just messing.
You know, look, I think that if you want to have special events
Like we will have.
and
Yes, like we will have,
competitions and fun things like that, and that's great. Do it. That's awesome. You know, but I think that I think the sport of weightlifting is perfect. I think the sport of weightlifting is awesome. I wouldn't
fog machines.
I
and
wouldn't.
lights.
No, I wouldn't change a thing with the actual sport. I mean, USA Weightlifting did. They just made up some BarSlam rule. You know, even though the rest of the world doesn't do that. But you know, the sport itself is great. You can take the sport of weightlifting as it is right now, and you could add things like music. You know, a festival surrounding the weightlifting meet for attendance, and you put a fog machine in if you want when a lifter walks up. Like, do that. There's no rule against that.
Yeah.
So I
Walkout
think you
music.
could add to the sport of weightlifting, but the weightlifting sport as it is right now is perfect. It's great. It's genuine. It's authentic. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's what keeps it. I mean, whenever it's an Olympic sport, obviously Olympic sports, they're taken way more seriously. And I mean, I think if you wanted to make weightlifting a spectacle, you would have to maybe take it a little bit less seriously if you wanted it to be a spectacle. And that would probably drive up, viewership or, but then what does it do to the sport? So then it's like one of those things. I mean, do you want to make it like a powerlifting
I think
meet?
if you promoted it right and just added a little bit of music, a little bit of excitement, kept everything else the same, I think, and you showed like each person's personality a little bit more, like, don't try to don't cage John North. Let his personality come out. Don't cage Jared Enderton. Let his personality come out. And Kendrick's personality.
Well,
come
and
out.
I think that
Let the beard out.
let the beard out.
And I think with the meat, and that's the greatest
That's a shirt
thing
right there.
And I think that's the greatest thing
the
about
beard
what's
out.
happening right now is that we're talking about it and we're about to do it.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that's what's so
what's
different
exciting.
with this podcast than us just basically blabbing on, is that we're going to do it. And I think Travis is right. I think that this meet coming up, the Garage Games, Attitude Nation Bar Slamming Festival, because of the energy and the atmosphere and all the things that we're going to do better than any other meet ever put on, is going to bring out the personalities and the inner beasts of these lifters.
Right.
Yep.
Because they're going to feel the freedom, and they're going to feel their surroundings accepting them, expressing themselves.
Absolutely.
And I think that you're going to see a whole new character in the sport of weightlifting, a whole new beast, kind of
a whole new era.
because I see it at
Absolutely.
these weightlifting meets that I've gone to for 8+ years. These lifters that want to yell, that want to express themselves, that want to release that inner rage that they have built up in them. If that's because of life, because of training, because they're excited, whatever it may be.
Passion.
But you can see it caged. You can see their emotion bottled down because they have all the blue coats and the committee and the judges and just the way the meet's put on and the coaches telling them not to. You can see it. You know, they're not. They want to release themselves, but they can't because they're not allowed to. And they're, you know what they are. You know what a meat is? Intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
It's intimidating, and they make it intimidating. It's all dark. There's one light, and it's all quiet. You know, that's got to stop because that shelters lifters. And I think what you're going to see at this meet coming up, this festival we're putting on, and especially once the federation drops in 2015, which is a little bit of update on that, we are looking very good on the IOC approval.
I didn't know you already announced that.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. So it's
that.
Oh, absolutely, we're working towards that.
Yep.
But what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, I have to go back to the original point. Is that's why I mentioned about the unwritten rule of like guys with their shirts off and the booty shorts was only because the day after I had hip surgery, it was the day after nationals when I was supposed to compete, and I was a little bit whatever on painkillers, but I have my laptop up, and I mentioned it at every seminar I go to. They ask me, what do you think about CrossFit? On the left side of the screen, I have CrossFit. 30,000, 40,000 people packed into this stadium with like sexiness. I mean, just like crazy. Everybody in the stands having fun, grilling out. I mean, just like exciting, fun,
right.
appealing. And then you have weightlifting nationals. John remembers it. He competed. What was it in? It was in a skate. It was in a skating rink, but not only a skating rink. Even the live stream didn't even pan in enough to where they didn't show the backdrop. Meaning, the backdrop was purple and pink, like squares and rectangles
From like the 80s.
From a skating rink, from a little kid skating rink. So you have this giant appeal to like thousands of people, and then the live stream for USAW. It was like tripping me out as I was on my painkillers. Was like 15 people in the stands.
That's awesome.
And there's like there's little kid, 6-year-old shapes in the background from the skating rink, and all I could think was like, what about the appeal? So that's why I mentioned it.
Always blown my mind about that because Americans, as on the whole, are the best at making a spectacle out of something boring. Right? I'll go on record right now. NASCAR. How freaking boring is NASCAR?
Seriously.
It's cars turning left for 4 hours.
But
right?
if you add in the party
if you put that
before and after, it's awesome.
And Americans are great at doing that. Football, basketball, everything's a huge spectacle. If you go outside of America and any of the rest of the world and you explain to somebody NASCAR, they're like, I'm not paying to go see that. That's the largest sport in the world.
What about baseball? How much total action happens in a baseball
That's
game?
got to be, baseball is almost as boring on paper as golf.
No doubt.
At least golfers walk longer. Like, they do more cardio.
And they do hit the ball every time.
Every time.
I know,
right?
Like, a guy might go up there and not even touch the ball.
Yeah.
And goes and sits back down.
But we can make it exciting. You hit a run or whatever, and you get, there's fireworks, right?
Well, these are great
Why
points.
can't we do that with American weightlifting?
And I've always felt intimidated at meets, and I see it as well with other lifters. I've always felt intimidated. I've always tried to calm myself down. Why?
Feels like Big Brother's watching.
Yeah.
Why do I have that feeling?
I mean,
I don't want that feeling.
Look at the Arnold Classic. What do you mean why? Because they were on your jock from the moment you walked in to weigh in. That is why. I mean, I was feeling intimidated for you, so I had to step up and get angry.
The minute I walked in the door, you know what the first thing that was told to me by the meet director was act professional.
I got so angry. Like,
what does that mean?
I got angry.
I was with you at the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Even I remember they were telling everybody to not. Hey, sweetie, where you going? Okay. Oh, it's okay. Where are you going?
I'll be back in like an hour.
Okay, we'll see you soon. Love you.
So, like, I walk in and Jessica tells me, she's like, they're on him already, and she tells me like they were asking you to be professional.
Oh, here's the crazy
thing. Right into like
you did.
I went right into dad. I mean, I feel like you're taking my son. Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing? I started battling everybody.
Oh my gosh! I remember I was by the bathroom. Ferris walked up to me and he's like, "Man, are they telling you not to slam the bar?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they told me like 3 times." He's like, "They've told me twice." Ferris is looking at me going, "This is Kendrick Ferris. This is check this out. Hold on.
Two-time Olympian.
Take me out of it because I'm just using myself and Jared and stuff as an example. 2-time Olympian. Let me slow this down. 2-time Olympian Kendrick Ferris. One of the most popular, has one of the most popular weightlifters in the country,
maybe in the world.
right?
Right.
Has brought in a ton of publicity, exposure, excitement, emotion, and probably a ton of people getting in the sport because of him.
And he's definitely got the best hair.
And they're telling him not to slam the bar
That's a good point.
before he goes out and lifts in front of a humongous audience that probably half of the people there are there to see him lift. The other half are to see me.
What if they were to tell him to put a hairnet on? Is that the next step?
Yeah.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, but every time we talk about it, it just freaks me out to this day.
Yep.
It just amazes me, surprising.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like weightlifting can be sexy without all that stuff. I mean, the only person I want to see in a sports bra and booty shorts is my girlfriend because she's jacked. But what I saw when I'm watching those two feeds up on the screen is like two different worlds. I mean, I'm like, we need to combine these worlds, learn from CrossFit, grow. But for some reason, it's almost like we're like, stay away. We want everybody just to bow and say thank you. You know, like
we want to stay in our little corner of the world, and we don't want anybody to come in this little corner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so did you hear this? So I got a phone call from a very good friend of mine the other day, and USA Weightlifting sent out an email because my friend is a USAW coach.
I am too.
Yes, Jared knows this, and he said that USA Weightlifting sent out an email to every USAW level 1 coach that teaches certifications to stop bashing John North.
Really?
Every coach got one.
I don't teach the certification,
Yeah.
but that's crazy.
Oh, you didn't get it?
Well, I don't teach them. I'm certified, but
Okay.
I don't teach
Yeah.
the
I know
course.
several of them. I'm going to have to ask that.
Ask him
curious.
that. So I'm not that's what he's telling me. Multiple people have told me that. I don't know if that's a fact or not, but very
find out.
very
I'm gonna
interesting.
find out.
Very interesting. So
You're friends with people who teach it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Actual level 1.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I
crazy,
won't say their
man.
names right now.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's
Crazy
cool.
shit.
As they should. I mean,
Well,
Let's be
I mean,
professional.
it's cool that they're doing it, but at the same time, they're pretty much admitting the fact that all these coaches are
bashing.
going around bashing me, and now they're basically saying stop. I mean, why do you have to say stop in the first place?
So was it in the curriculum before?
I mean, what the fuck
like-
is that?
Yeah.
You
First,
know.
make sure they know how to overhead squat with a PVC pipe. Second, bash John North.
third,
Number 3,
yeah,
triple
front squat,
extension.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, elbows up. Anyway.
crazy stuff.
Crazy
Well,
stuff.
I'm glad you guys are listening.
John,
Thanks for tuning in. What's up, dude?
pro tip number 1 for you.
Pro tip number 1 for me, I would probably have to say you should never stop pulling the bar back. I can't stress this enough. It's not just the pull, that the bar should be going back on. It's the finish, and it's the catch, and it's standing up, etc. The word back is everything in the sport of weightlifting. Mm-hmm. And if you could understand that philosophy and accept that, then you're going to lift big weight. The minute you start thinking up is the minute you're going to miss lifts. There's no such thing as up in the sport of weightlifting, because the pull is back, the finish is back, the catch is back, everything is back.
So would you say only up, or would you say up and back? 'Cause
I
that's
mean,
kind of
yeah.
the
I mean, of course.
philosophy as I've always taken.
Of course, it's going to be going up.
Yeah.
It's not going to be just going straight back. But
people already know up.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go up. It's just the back
Yeah.
they're not getting. So I think if you just say back, they got the up.
Because when the bar makes contact with your hips, just like Tiger Woods golf club making contact with the golf ball, is that the bar is going to be getting uppercutted by the hips.
Right.
So the bar is going to be going up, obviously, from the uppercut of the hip angle. But the bar is also going to be going out a few inches from that contact. But why doesn't that bar continue going out? Because the athlete is continually pulling back on the bar. And so eventually the athlete's going to win that physics, pulley system, that tug of war, basically, that's happening between the bar and the athlete's hand with the elbows going back. And so once that bar reaches its destination a few inches out in front of the hips, because the athlete's continually pulling back, it's going to catch behind the head. It should get close to hitting the athlete's nose, and then the direction of the catch should be behind the ears. And so that's my pro tip, man. Never stop pulling back. The minute you pull up is the minute you're going to miss every lift in front.
And I can add on to that just for a quick cue for everybody out there, all the coaches, home run derby fans. Okay, all you need to remember when you're coaching is Chris Berman. back, gone. Okay, all the way to the hips. So that's what I use with all my kids.
What is that?
Chris Berman, every home run that he hits on the home run derby,
Sounds
he
like
goes
a chicken.
back,
That's great.
gone. So right when it hits the hips, I mean that thing's gone,
There's another
but
shot
only
right
if it's
there.
coming back.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah,
I use
yeah,
it at every seminar, and I always give the coaches that cue is the back, gone.
Well, the
right
bar,
when it hits the hips.
the bar has to come back
Yeah.
because the bar has to come back because it has to meet your hips. Mm-hmm. It has to meet you in the middle, just like Tiger Woods. When Tiger Woods hits the golf ball's between his legs.
Right.
Tiger Woods is not going to hit the golf ball 3 feet in front of him because why? There's no follow through. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so if the bar's going straight up and then you're driving your hips through, you know, where you're meeting that bar on that bar body contact is going to be less powerful.
Yep, because you've already extended your hips just to meet
There's
the bar.
less. It's all about follow through. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Follow through on the baseball swing for the home run, the golf swing, and the weightlifting swing.
And in life.
And in life. And
Follow
so
through
About
in
the
life.
hip extension.
everybody talks about pull the bar back to keep it close. Nonsense. That's probably one of the biggest frauds in weightlifting.
Yeah.
Keep the bar close. Nobody keeps the bar. It's the whole debate on, you know, sliding the thighs and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't happen in real life. I mean, of course you want to keep the bar as close as possible. Great. But the bar should be going back mainly to meet in the middle.
I think it's good to teach that so they know that it needs to be closed.
Teach what?
The slide up or the drag up, you know, to somebody that's first learning it. But if you watch the Olympics, we were watching the 2012.
It's about to be a debate now.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I was saying.
No, I mean every coach is different. And
I know Donnie
there's own
teaches that too, but
there's many coaches.
What I was going to say is that if you watch the Olympics, if you watch Ilya, right, and you watch all the top guy, wherever it is, it doesn't come in contact with that.
It doesn't.
It doesn't slide up there.
Right.
Well, does Donnie? I don't want to put anything, you know, in. Does Donnie? I mean, I know Donnie came out with that
Maybe
drill.
you would know better than me.
Donnie
I know
came
it's
out
a
with the drill,
and that's
now,
what I'm saying. Like
the
teaching
drill
someone
is
starting
definitely different on how you teach technique, right? Well, I teach the hit and catch drill, right? And in order to do the hit and catch drill, you have to swing the bar out in front of you,
Right.
And that's a drill, and I make that, you know, very.
Yeah, it's not how you actually
You're not
snatch.
going to swing. Yeah, it's not how you're actually going to snatch.
Right.
So
And that can get confusing too. Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
you
I
have
like
to
to
tell
teach,
people that.
Of course.
Melting pot. So teach however you want. But I like to teach my rookies exactly how I want them to be when they become John North. So, because, you know, like I don't teach a power snatch or a power clean first. I teach a full and a full because I want to teach them correctly right out of the beginning. It's a little longer. But when you teach them certain things, you have to unlearn it then. And so I'd rather teach them to be exactly like John North from day one versus teach them one way and then have them say, all right, now I want you to be like John North.
So how exactly do you describe that second portion, the part
We
that
talk.
you're talking
Well, we do lots of pull, you know, position pulls over and over and over into a clean or a snatch. And so we talk about a delayed double knee bend, and then
So you do talk about the double knee.
oh,
bend.
we teach it. You know, yeah, we teach everything. And so, you know, when I was young growing up, they're like, you either get it or you don't. But I'm like, well, I think that was just people who didn't know how to teach it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And to jump on your side, just because it seems 2 versus 1, I'm kind of on your side a little bit, only for certain people, because I do like a I haven't made a YouTube video or anything for the drill, but at some seminars when people are struggling, I do what's called a gliding snatch drill, where I literally have it come up their entire body, just feeling it, just to get a feel of how close it should be. And I always say, if you don't nick maybe every so often a part on your body, it might be a little too far away. Your knee action might not be coming back far enough. So I'll literally even have them drag it up their upper body to keep it that close. And even the tip of their head. That's why I joke why I'm so bald, is that the bar stays that close. Right, but just to give them, just to give them the feel for how close it should be. Not that they're going to drag it, and I don't have them do it much.
And I like that drill because, and just like I like Donnie's slide and drag drill, I think it's a great drill. I think it's an awesome drill, and it's an awesome way to teach. And what you're doing too is good because what it's teaching the athlete to do is push the bar back.
Yes,
right,
and that's what I love about it.
That's what I was getting at. That's the only reason, because I mean, a lot of people, especially CrossFitters, if they've been doing snatch, power snatches and stuff and wads, they're kind of they're used to just pulling from the floor,
right,
and I mean, and they never even get their knees back far enough, and telling them to do that, maybe it's an over exaggeration, just like you tell somebody not to move their feet when they're donkey kicking, and that stops them from jumping 30 feet up in the air.
Right,
they still move their feet,
but
it fixes the problem. You see what I'm saying?
I'm cool with it.
Well, you know, the thing is that I mean, I disagree with both of you. I don't teach the. And I disagree. I don't teach the slide. I don't ever have him do a drill. I think that it's just not in my coaching toolbox.
Yeah.
But you know, every coach is different.
Melting pot.
You know, and we're all on the podcast here, and we all have our own ideas. So,
yep.
I mean, what am I supposed to say?
Just that our ideas are better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let me put it out there. I'm not a good weightlifter or weightlifting
Jared's
coach in the grand
drill
scheme
is
of things,
reminding me of like my chest bump drills when I actually have on the high pulls of the snatch or even the clean. I'll have myself and my athletes who I'm training hit the chest.
It's just for that kinesthetic feeling.
What's up with this vertical bar to the chin, elbows high in the air, high pull that so many people do? I just don't get it. There's no carryover. Why not high pull like that you know, how it's done in real life? See, I'm a realist. I'm a realist.
Well, I like what you're saying, though. The chest bump, that is an exaggeration. Right?
But not necessarily, because if you never went under the bar, it would hit you in the chest.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The only reason why the bar does not hit you in the real lift is because you're pulling under. That barbell is slingshotting you under and through. You know, I don't want to go too deep into this, but it's just I get frustrated with technique because I think my way is the best way.
Yep.
And the right way, and the best way in the world.
Well, if you didn't think that, then why would anyone go to your seminar?
When I see other coaches coach, and when I see lifters lift that are taught by other coaches, I want to jump off a fucking bridge.
Look, I'm his coach.
I'm sorry.
And I'm the first one to say I believe the way that he teaches, especially rookies and new lifters, is the best. Because I love the way he's doing. Let me tell you why. Let me explain it. I love the way he's added these names, these verbal cues that people understand, like horses out of the gate, Superman pull. I mean, that is brilliant. So as far as technique teaching, there's no better guy than John North. But I'm not going to make your head any bigger. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, end of conversation.
Yeah. No, I like it. Yeah. I want to end it at least by saying, like, I do not disagree at all. And I mean, I'm just saying that I see everything as tools in the toolbox.
Yeah, totally.
And I know that there's a bunch of awesome coaches that coach both ways.
Right.
And we had a podcast just a couple weeks ago with John Coffey.
Oh yeah.
And I know that he teaches a completely different way. Obviously, he's had awesome success.
Awesome.
Now, I am not an amazing weightlifting coach. I haven't been doing it all that long, so I'm by no way trying to validate, you know, what I'm doing as you know, as the Bible or anything like that.
Hey man, whatever works.
Yeah, exactly. I teach the individual. If I see some person needs to do, you know, the hit and catch or, you know, Superman, something like that, then that's what I use, and I try and do it on an individual basis.
And for me, what it is too is it might be 1 out of 100 people I ever show it to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it reminds me of the movie Tin Cup. You ever seen it?
Oh, yeah.
Where, you know, he's shanking it off the driving range, right? He's right before his big U.S. Open. He's shanking it off the driving range. Everything's messed up with, you know, let's say the pull. Everything's messed up. So he has him turn his hat backwards, put change all in his left pocket, do a bunch of stupid stuff so he's not thinking. And he has him do something different just to get his mind away from his normal routine. We've all had those athletes where it's like, I can't change this movement pattern. No matter what I tell them, they're like a robot. They've been doing it for 5 years this way. I can't change it. So I just want them to do anything different. And I'm going to try whatever kind of drill or tool I have to try to fix this athlete. And sometimes it's maybe one. I don't think I've done it for 4 or 5 seminars. But every so often I have somebody where I'm like, man, that bar is so far away. They're kind of scared of it. And that's why I always say, you know, hair, you know, not skin. That's how close you should keep it. So I'm always just trying to explain to people, like,
beautiful.
Yeah,
I like that.
And then
like that.
Ladies, I say, okay, lotion, not skin. I don't want any hair. So, but my point is just when it's a certain athlete,
A little weird.
I'm just trying to think like,
Different podcast.
I just need something different for this person. What is it? And just to get their mind just to shut up off all the other stuff they thought they knew.
Yeah.
I just try to get them something totally different.
Something different is really important, and it could be the exact same thing said a different way too. I mean, that's what most of it is. Most of cues and weightlifting, in my opinion, is rhetoric. It's like the way that you're going to say something.
You can say a thing 1,000 ways and finally.
I don't know if I agree.
Since I am a CrossFit
I don't know if
coach,
I agree with that. I've heard Travis say that. I've heard you say that. I've heard other people say that. I think that it is I think it's nonsense.
You think it's cut
I
and
think
dry.
you're wrong now.
I think it's absolutely nonsense.
Now it's 3-on-1.
Yeah.
Now, I want to interject, just going off of what you were saying, since I am a CrossFit coach. One of the most frustrating things probably for a CrossFit coach or a CrossFitter when they first start is trying to figure out how the hell to do double unders.
Right.
And there's all kinds of people that have different ways of doing it or whatever. The best way, at least in my opinion and in my experience, when you spend 20 minutes with somebody and you have all these different methods of how to do it, rhythm and all this other bullshit, put them in a workout, get them tired of shit where they're not thinking about it, and make them try it.
Yep.
And that's, I've had 20 times more success with not even explaining it to them. Just tell them, try it in the workout when you're tired.
Well, that's like
and
the
then
20
they stop thinking about it, and it happens.
That's like the 15 snatches we did, 15 on the minute every minute,
yeah.
and then the 10 clean and jerks.
You just go numb.
every minute on.
You
the
let
minute.
your body just start doing what it's supposed
Yeah,
to do.
you find a pattern and a rhythm in the lift where you actually end up lifting, even though you're tired and you're not sitting and you're not resting as long. You think you would be lifting less. You actually end up either PRing or actually hitting more than you have the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's so shocked by that. And
10,000 years ago,
right.
people didn't talk about technique on how to lift a boulder over their head or how to.
There
pick
is
something
no
up
such
off
thing
of
as
it, you know what I
technique.
mean?
Yeah,
I always
Oh,
say
there you
that.
go, yeah.
There's
There
a
is.
lot more technique talk now than there was.
You think
when
so?
I started. Oh yeah. I mean,
yeah.
like when I was with Wes Barnett, he was just like, lift this sucker.
Some of the greatest lifters in the world, if you go back and look at them, their technique, I mean, they're considered amazing or whatever. But like David Riegert, for instance, if you look at some of his lifts look.
Let me tell you
weird.
something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. In my personal opinion, there's a lot of coaches out there that want to take down every hook grip slow-mo video in the world. There's a lot of coaches out there that want to take YouTube and put a gun to it.
I
Because
love
what do these videos show? Different ways of lifting. What do these videos show? Maybe something these top lifters are doing that they don't coach or they disagree with. And so other people see it. There's options. There's more of a free market now. There's more awareness to
You do say that there's different ways to do it.
of course.
And that they work.
Of course. Yeah. That's my whole I've said it a million times. Everyone knows that.
Oh, well, you're okay. So you're talking about
No, mine's the
just
best
way.
way.
It's said. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's multiple ways.
Yeah.
There are multiple ways to get to the top of the hill. The way I teach the lifts is the best technique in the world, period.
Bam.
There's no wrong way to lift. Within the rule book, there's no wrong way to lift. And that's why I can't stand the word technique. Think about it. Even though I'm contradicting my own self here, you can go in the Olympics, take the barbell, and just throw it over your head, and that's a snatch.
If you do with more weight than the other guy, you
win. Now,
Yeah.
within the rule books, your elbows can't bend and all that. But if you follow the rules, the IWF handbook, then that's a snatch. The only reason why no one's doing that is because there's more efficient ways of lifting. Right, but there's no wrong
totally
technique.
agree.
There's no wrong technique.
And that goes back to what I'm saying is I think every person is different. And I'll use Kendrick Ferris as a perfect example. I don't know any USAW, level 1 coaches that teach the jerk or, a lot, the way Kendrick does it. He's 2-time Olympian. It's working great for him.
Obviously working fine.
So what does that say?
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
I just think it's all about finding your technique and getting stupid strong. Like
I so agree.
get so
go.
strong.
Yeah.
I mean, Kendrick squats when he was an 85, did
Yeah.
243 for 10.
I so agree.
What's a
with you.
202 kilo clean and jerk to him when he's 243 for 10? Like seriously, I mean, he just got so strong that it's like, I mean,
I agree with
he
that
just-
statement more than any statement that's been said.
And I think that I'm going to take what Jared said and agree to that 99%. But there's that 1% where I think once you find your technique, yes, your main focus should be getting strong in that technique, getting strong, in the legs to lift more weight. I agree with that. But you should always keep, tweaking things in your technique if you have to. That doesn't mean you can't change something in your technique later down the road. That means you can't have a teammate that you pick something up from that you might add an early arm bend in or keep your arms straighter or do the the dynamic start that you do with the shoulders that I might pick up or so forth, right?
Of course.
Don't you agree?
I agree 100%. You
No,
always,
but it sounds like you were just saying that you should just pick one and go for it and never change, Jared.
Nope. I'm saying once you are absolutely settled in on your technique, what's going to help your technique the most at certain points is getting stronger.
get
And just
stronger.
go for it.
Sometimes people can't stay over the bar with
Bullshit!
technique. I disagree
No,
with a
I
certain
disagree
weight.
100%. Yeah.
With certain weight, they get pulled over on a max.
It's 'cause
I mean,
they're-
they
it's 'cause
just
they're
do. They
weak.
can't hold that hamstrings. Their posterior chain cannot
It's
hold
weak.
that position. So, like, what do I do to fix my technique?
Get
And I say,
strong.
you know what? You do RDLs.
Yeah.
Do glute ham raises. You got to get stronger
so
in that
agree.
position. You have to. Better
Want an easy
technique,
fix.
yes.
People want
you're
a two-word
saying-
cue that's going to make them snatch 20 kilos more.
Yep.
That's not
You're
always
saying
the
just
answer.
find something that works and just commit to it?
You know,
That sounds like what Travis said earlier.
Keep perfecting
I don't know
it.
if I'm on this.
I
Of
totally-
course, change things. I'm still picking up things. You know,
Yeah.
I was listening to Will Hall, a CrossFitter, about my clean technique.
So you're basically saying that
He'll keep playing.
this
with
is
it.
this is the classic debate here: strength versus technique. And I still get it to this day. What's better, strength or technique? I think it's 50-50, but you're saying it's more 90-10.
no, I'm saying once you get the technique,
Yeah, once you
know,
get it
once
down.
you have a pretty good general
Yeah.
feeling for it, of course, you're never going to stop tweaking little things. There's always things you can pick up on.
How many times did you change your dynamic start before you settled in to where you're at now?
300, 400?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've changed a lot of times to get, and then once you're there, you're comfortable. You
You're
feel
there.
that's the most successful thing. Yeah, you're there,
And then
and
focus
now
on the
you're
strength.
trying to get
Like, your
strong.
technique doesn't change much now, man.
It doesn't.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. So you're there. How long have you been doing this?
8
Right.
years.
Yeah,
8,
but that
9
took
years?
me 8 years. So if you're talking to a beginner,
But you didn't just change. How long have you had the dynamic start that you do right now? Just
well, if you
3-4 years.
no,
Less
probably
than
like 8 months.
No.
No.
Yeah, see that's the thing. You don't want to. My dynamic start is probably the most. It's more complicated than NASA. If you look at a video of me 3 years ago, it looks identically the same on video, but it's 100% different. I swear to you. I don't even want to go into it. It's so complicated.
But they're minute.
There's small changes that make big differences.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
But
And that's
Don't
why,
be tricked by the eye.
and I tell people a lot, what you're seeing on video, your eyes are lying to you.
Yes.
And I've even said it about John's lifting.
yeah,
They'll bring something up about something that he does, and I'm like, your eyes are actually lying to you. You need to slow it down.
Yeah.
You know, certain things where people try to start their start position from the very bottom of a squat because they think that's what John does. And I say, no. Go slow motion and watch where his hips are when the bar
When the bar
actually leaves the
floor.
ground.
Yeah.
When it actually leaves the ground. Not from where his dynamic starts. Watch where it actually leaves from the ground. When they
Right.
slow it down, they're like, oh.
Yeah, but the reason why I got the best pull in the game is because my butt's so low, and that when it does come up, as it comes up, the weight comes up with it. So when the weight does break, you're right. But my butt, the momentum of my butt starting low to up is catapulting the weight. Because your butt is everything in the sport of weightlifting. Your butt is the catapult. Your butt is the slingshot.
Yep.
right.
Right? The faster the butt, the higher the butt, the better the lift.
Yep, the more catapult.
The more you got to act like the butt is where all the weight is.
Yeah.
And so, whatever, bro.
No, I agree. I agree. The butt is everything. It's just they think it's from absolute rock bottom where the bar's leaving the ground, and it's not. I mean,
Yes, but my butt does pull off the floor. When the weight breaks the floor, my butt is much lower than most lifters.
yes, I completely agree.
You agree with that?
I completely agree.
Okay.
Yeah, but you
Completely
don't
agree.
literally pull the bar off the ground from where your butt is. It's kind of like there's slack in the rope a little bit right before you start towing a car.
See,
And then
I mean,
that slack
I'm
gets
agreeing
hard.
with you guys only because I'm in a good mood, but I don't even know if you're right now.
You're having to think about it.
No, I'm not having to think about it. I know I am. So we'll put up a YouTube video. The minute my butt raises, that weight breaks.
Really?
Nope.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it goes up a little
more
bit.
on
I
the
say it's a
clean,
little
more
bit of
on the
slack in
clean.
the rope. You're towing a
But
car. There's a
I
little bit
will
of
know-
slack in there. The car moves forward. It tightens, and the car starts.
When
to
his
move
butt
behind it.
comes too high before, I mean,
It's a mislift.
When he
Yeah.
misses.
So yeah, you know you're
And
gonna
Trav
lift.
is really good at pointing that out because
Yeah.
if I'm missing, Trav will say, "Look, your butt is raising
Way
too
too
high
fast.
before the weight breaks," because it really has. Everything's connected. You know, I say in seminars, everything's connected like a bike chain.
So since you're talking about constantly moving, have you thought about just putting your butt exactly where it needs to be so when it does move, the bar does immediately break?
No, because then I won't have a dynamic start.
Yeah.
And I have snatched 166, and I think the biggest reason why is because I have the best dynamic start in the game.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I coach it. I talk about it.
I do.
I have a
do
YouTube
agree
video on my channel, The Attitude Nation.
Yeah, I absolutely think that, that repetition and that kind of, whatever it is, that little ceremony that you go with is the most important part.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I mean, Jared has a phenomenal dynamic start. Probably better than mine. I'm just talking a bunch of shit right now. But he's got a really cool one that he does. I think everyone should
Mine's
have
definitely
one.
the best.
Yours is the best looking.
Since I'm not, mine's the best looking. Since I'm nowhere near the best lifter in the room, I have the best dynamic start.
And here's a cue also for the start, that I use is the biggest thing with dynamic starts is you can't shoot a cannon out of a canoe. So just do whatever dynamic start gets you freaking solid and ready to go to shoot that weight up.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be sitting down.
But here's
there.
my problem with the strength thing. I agree with you, Jared, but here's my one problem with the strength thing. And I agree with you 100%. You got to get fucking strong. Get strong. Not only get strong, but get strong in the positions, etc. But I think that just the card people pull on just, hey, get strong, is a cop-out because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about with technique.
I agree.
It's basically, to me, that's saying I'm avoiding technique coaching. I'm avoiding technique talk. I'm avoiding programming because I don't know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Not saying anybody's doing that at that table. I know coaches. I know people that just pull that strength card.
Yep.
Oh, just get strong. The reason why he's missing, just get strong. The reason why my athlete bombed out, you got to get strong.
No.
There's so much more that goes into it. And I just think people do play that strength card too much, and I think the exact opposite as well. I think that people play the technique card too much too.
Yeah.
I think as a coach and as an athlete, finding that perfect balance.
I think as a coach, when a person starts, it's 90% technique, 10% strength, and as it swings to where these two are,
I like it.
At this point, with these two guys, it's 70% strength, 30% technique.
And we were talking about.
I like that percentage.
And I just want to.
I
want to mention it, and I don't want to use myself, but it's perfect because we were talking about
God,
it.
all you do is talk about yourself.
I know. All I do is me. I know.
Just kidding.
Learn from the best, John.
It's those Atlanta people.
Atlanta
is my clean at this moment is my front squat max.
That's efficient.
So so it would be said that maybe strong. I have an efficient clean or efficient pull.
Then you
I need to get freaking stronger.
Yeah. That's I would get. At this point,
obviously it's 2 pounds over.
As John leans over to look at his legs.
God, dude, I'm looking at your legs right now, and it's not good because your biceps are bigger than your legs.
They're way bigger than they've ever been before.
Obviously, you're not on Travis Mash's program
before.
No, just kidding.
They are. No, I will say that. I mean, my legs have always. I'm 6'1", and I've got my femurs are the size of most people's head and torso. So I've just got ridiculously long levers, and it's always been an issue for me. But they are. I've been working on them levers. So hard.
Ian Wilson.
Ian Wilson.
Yeah.
There's excuses in this room are like.
Yeah, you're getting shut down.
No, that's what I'm saying. I know that.
See, if you're an efficient, but I'm on their side right now. Yeah, if you're an efficient lifter and you have an efficient clean like that, then all you need to do is squat more.
Yeah, and that's all
it.
I've been doing.
Right, Jared? Period.
And that's why I just PR my clean is because I hurt my elbow and I didn't do anything but squat for 2 months.
Mm-hmm. Wah. Yeah. You broke your elbow. Who cares?
It was the best thing I could have ever done for my clean.
Take some tussin, as Chris Rock would say.
That's such a good point. That's why I say hip surgery was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yep.
For a couple of reasons, but the opposite. Your injury was the best thing to ever happen to you for strength reasons.
Yeah.
My hip surgery was the best thing to ever happen to me for technique reasons. So I mean, it's all how you look at it and stuff, and obviously how you're going to get stronger when
So you were already freakishly strong, and you needed to work on the way you lifted.
Yeah, just the very very small things, like he said.
Yeah.
The best thing that ever happened to me.
5'6", 5'7",
5'11".
Like I'm so tired.
5'6".
I'm so tired right now because when I sit beside Jared, I flex the whole time because they're
I keep forgetting they're filming. Shit.
My muscles are like
fatigued.
I can't. I got to stop rolling my eyes when people talk.
Because the camera's on there.
Yeah, I know. I've watched him. He does that.
He's winked at me a couple times on the podcast.
I disagree with so much of what you guys say.
But we're right.
No, I disagree with so much of everything.
You're only saying that because you want the drama.
No, I love how there's certain coaches that I've
just called him out.
There's certain coaches that I've said, and I don't even do it anymore because they all get butthurt, but I've said on air that I disagree with certain coaches' techniques and methods. and they all get butthurt. They take it personal, right? It's ruined relationships.
Wow, they have no problem saying it about you.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
and the funny thing about it is, what do you expect me to say? You want me to just get on air and just be like, I agree with fucking everybody? You know, grow a pair of balls and quit being a bitch.
the sport will never change and get better.
God,
like that.
man. You know, this sport is just, everyone in the sport, I'm just getting a little feisty right now. Everybody in the sport is a prima donna. Everyone has skinny skin. No one has thick skin. No one can take a fucking curveball.
I tell you what,
and if you don't butter them up and praise them and oh glory this coach and oh glory that coach and everything he's saying is right and everything she's saying is perfect. If you go against the grain in this sport, then you get rocks thrown at you and you're the bad guy, and that's why everyone fucking hates me.
Look, if you want to get thick skin, be a co-host on this show.
I like it.
You will learn to have thick skin. This last 1 year, like my skin, I'm an alligator.
Yeah.
I'm an alligator.
Crocodile.
The thick.
I mean, what do you think about that, Jared?
Yeah.
Am I over exaggerating?
No, you do have a lot of prima donnas. I mean,
Jesus.
even when I came out here, I made a point that like I'm just blue.
I should say, all I hear is whining.
Is that I'm just blue collar.
God,
So like
bro.
a lot of the younger lifters at MASH, I'll be lifting and then like they'll be lifting in front of me. The platforms are facing each other and they're like, oh, I'll move. Or Will said it the other day. You want me to move over? I'm like, I don't care if you're lifting in front of me. I mean, I've been lifting at a CrossFit gym a year, 2 years. I mean, at the OTC, it's a big giant box. I mean, everybody's in your eyesight. At a competition, you have hundreds of people in front of you.
Yeah, you're more likely to get hit with a jump rope.
Do jumping jacks in front of me.
so
Do cartwheels.
agree.
I mean, please do it because when it goes to a competition, I'll be more
100%
mentally prepared.
agree.
Tiger Woods' dad used to drop golf clubs on purpose in the middle of his backswing growing up for training.
Yeah.
He used to cough. He used to
Really?
blow an air horn. He used to do everything to try to mess him up.
I love it.
So it became to the point
That's
where
why
Tiger would just, he was so zoned in, he stopped hearing it.
You know what
I don't
we're gonna
even
do
see the people.
for
I'm
the
just I'm
competition?
looking up.
For the competition, I'm going to say this right now. We're going to sell those little wavy things that they do at basketball things.
Absolutely.
Every lifter
that-
that you don't like,
I
just
mean,
get
look,
right up in there and start
Why are
making
we
as
the
much
one
fun.
sport
That's
says,
messed
oh,
up.
Let's do
Don't,
it. Let's screw 'em
don't
up.
cough.
It's a free
don't
throw.
Sneeze. Are
Yeah.
we that weak of athletes that
Yeah.
we can't perform under any
That should be
circumstances?
part of it.
Now, hold on.
Absolutely.
I think you guys are taking this a little too far.
And somebody said, "Oh, did I walk in front of you there?" I'm like,
Hold on,
Dude, I don't care.
If I'm getting ready for a big lift and you walk in front of me, I'm kicking you in the stomach.
That's so gay.
No, I'm serious.
I
Don't
mean,
walk in
I
front
know
of me.
you are,
Don't
but-
walk in front of me while I'm lifting a big weight. Don't be loud. Don't blow your nose.
That's so gay.
Get out of my gym.
So let me
I
ask you.
completely 100% disagree with all of you at this table. Now,
Well-
I agree to a let me explain this.
I'm about to make a great
No.
point.
I agree to a certain extent. I feel like if you're warming up and you have a lightweight on the bar and you're just being a bitch in training, you're snatching 60 kilos and your best is 130 and you're mad at some guy for walking in front of you, then you're a bitch. Then quit being a prima donna. But if you're going after a big lift, we've talked about it before, Travis. I can't believe you're not on my side with this. Gym etiquette.
You know what? I've never agreed with that. Here's my point. Wait.
Travis, hold on.
We got him on our side.
We got to
Gym
wrap up.
etiquette. There's certain things
Etiquette.
you don't do, or etiquette,
Let
right?
me make one point. Here it is. You're in the Olympics.
Okay.
In 2016. You're in Brazil.
Yeah.
You've made it.
Yeah.
You're about to go for, an American record. Could place you in the top. You're going to medal at the Olympics.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, someone walks in front of you, or people start snapping cameras like crazy.
Yeah.
Are you going to be like, time out? Time out.
Yep. I need another
Give me the
30.
microphone. That's some bull crap, man. You walked in front of me.
Okay,
Or
first of all,
are you going to lift
First
that
of
weight
all,
and medal?
that happening is very rare at a big meet.
Not in the Olympics.
Second of all,
Not in the Olympics.
we're not talking about the Olympics. We're talking about every single day, twice a day in the gym.
Yeah, but if
there's
the
a
flag is
certain,
like
Did you
that.
watch
there's a certain
Saeed
respect.
Mohamedpour at the Olympics, or whatever his last name is, he's the longest name in all the Olympics or
Yeah.
whatever. Every time before he walks out, he goes.
Yes, and Andre Romnau does it too. Jared, do you agree with me with the lighter weights?
With the lighter weights, yes.
Do you agree with me with the heavyweights?
No.
Wow, really? So you're telling me if I'm going after a 170 kilo snatch and some guy's next to me texting on his phone and I can hear the buttons
Tickling you in your ribs.
and he's talking to one of his buddies.
Well, that just made me mad. If
You
someone's texting in the gym.
don't think he should be quiet for gym etiquette?
Yes, I do think he should.
Okay.
Do I prefer it? Yes.
Yes.
But then to a certain extent, it's hard because at what point does the whole gym have to stop for one person? It's like the gym has to stop at 140,
But
at
if the
135.
gym doesn't stop for one person that's lifting something that is big or important for that athlete, then you're in a bad community. Then you're in a gym where people don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Right? Because I'm not, if someone's going after a big lift, I'm not going to walk in front of them.
All this controversy.
I'm not going to be on my phone. I'm not going to be talking. That's just Jim. That's being a nice person.
But
I agree.
If you miss that lift,
Right?
it's still your fault.
I do it. Yes, I do. I never walk in front of
If
people.
you're in a gym that someone's doing that, then you're not in a good gym.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unless that they're not aware of the etiquette.
They're rookies.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, yeah, a lot
If
of
they're
CrossFit
aware of
guys
the
don't know.
etiquette and they listen to this podcast and people still do it, then they're not good people and they're not in a good gym.
Yes.
I don't know.
The only,
There's just being polite.
the hard part is like, you know, the weightlifting room at MASH, you know, with how many lifters we've been having coming in. I mean,
Yeah.
he's almost lifting 2 on a platform. I mean, everybody's always in front of everybody to the point where like
We
I
need
get
a
stressed
break- we
out
need
because
more
people
space.
expect it. People expect it. And I'm like, I literally get stressed out. You saw it on Saturday. I went
Yeah.
and I squatted in the other room because
they
I
take
was so
too
stressed
long,
because
yeah.
when they're going for lift, I have to find a chair to the side. Well, that chair's taken. Well, then I have to stand. Well, I want to sit between sets. Well, I want this.
Well,
and it just becomes
can
a
I-
situation of like, I don't want this
Yeah.
stress. I want to just lift my own bar with my own weights and not have anything to look
I
at.
agree with that. And I think it's a fine line, finding the middle ground here.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. And I think that the more accomplished weightlifter you are, the more people need to respect you.
Yes.
If you're Donnie Schenkel in a fucking weightlifting gym, then you need to respect him and go out of your way to not walk in front of him and be quiet
Mm-hmm.
when he's lifting. Now, if you're just some rookie that's trying to qualify for nationals, then who gives?
Yep.
That person's got to put in their time to see. I agree with you on this. You have to earn respect
Mm-hmm.
in weightlifting and in life. You have to earn people being quiet. You have to earn people avoiding walking in front of you. You have to earn somebody knowing that you're lifting. And so when rookies lift that are trying to qualify for nationals and win their first local meet medal, and they have this prestigious aura about them that they're Donnie Schenkel and everyone should be quiet, and if a pin drops they're going to yell at you, then that's bullshit. I agree with you, but I think you guys are taking it way too far.
I would.
I was just trying to
Go
start
ahead.
drama. That's all. I was
Yeah,
trying to
and I would be lying if I would say like there's been points where people walk in front of me and I'm on the bar and I step away. I mean, it does sometimes.
Okay,
it does
so then
bother
I'm
me. Yes.
right then.
Sometimes it does bother me, but
Yes.
I
Messes with your
don't.
head.
Yes, but I don't require it. Like, do I prefer it? Yes, I
try
would
not
like
to let
nobody
it
to
mess
walk
with
in
my
front of
head.
me.
So you would never yell at if you were going after a PR and someone walked in front of you right before you lifted, and then you stepped away from the bar, you wouldn't look at that guy and be like, "Dude,
no.
no."
While I enjoy the same thing,
Interesting.
I will make a point that I would rather be able to lift, you know, whatever the max weight is, with people right next to my ear. You know, somebody just farted, whatever it is,
Boof.
right? Like the worst thing. I would
We
rather
say
be able
boof
to
on this podcast.
Boof. All right, boof. So
Everyone knows that
I would rather be able to lift that weight under that circumstance
because
than
you come from the
have to have
CrossFit
a
world,
perfect
bro.
Circumstance.
Because you come from that where they snatch looking at each other
And then they kiss,
I don't
making a
think that's
picture.
not the reason, though. That's-
for their engagement picture. or
I work
whatever.
out by myself. I don't, you know what I mean, and it's completely quiet. I have the perfect. I'm in the. Perfect
I'm starting to get
state.
pissed at you, Jared and Travis, right now.
It's 3-on-1.
It is. Maybe we should. Okay,
And Jared's a great wrestler, so
and
you can't win this.
all of us agree with John.
No.
That's how it should go.
No, I'm just trying to wrap up the podcast because we're running out of
I,
time.
and I gotta go. Yeah. Look,
I gotta
let's
pee.
wrap this up. I gotta go.
One more quick thing is that I
Don't pull the "I gotta go" because
I'm glad-
everyone else does.
I'm glad we're right.
That's the typical. Well, I'm busy too. I gotta go.
I got a
won.
business meeting also. No,
Yeah,
but I want
exactly.
to wrap up my point with
can't
saying
believe
this.
how we
The
won.
most important thing isn't that you can lift whatever it is in any gym. It's that I think whoever the lifter is, you know their preferences. That's what's important.
We've talked about.
We've
Yes,
talked
and
about
if you
that.
prefer nobody to walk in front of you,
Yes.
know it, be respectful.
Be
That's
res-
gym
if
etiquette.
I'm training in a gym with you,
That's
I'm not
all
gonna
I
walk
want.
Learn
somewhere.
how, as far as cheering someone on, do they like to get their balls broken or do they like more positive encouragement?
Yeah,
We've
we've
talked
talked
about
if
this
we're
before.
training together, I'm probably
but let me
gonna
tell you
put a seat
something.
down right in
If
front
I
of
got
you and drink my
160K loaded on the bar and you walk in front of me, I will fucking punch you. And that's how we're going to end the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Garage Games shout out.
Yes.
Plug.
We'll go garageathletes.com and then thegaragegames.com to get registered and find out more information for the BarSlamming
Boom.
Festival 2014, August
Yeah.
30th, 31st. The Attitude Nation. Blah, blah. Yeah.
Yo,
And,
sign up for this festival, baby.
Yes. Go to, I guess the last one, go to our YouTube channel and check out our podcast, GGTV, and all the other videos that we have on it. It's Garage Media on YouTube. And I guess that's all I got.
Cool. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Jared, what do
time,
you got?
guys. Triple extension. just kidding.
Let me tell you something right now, bro.
I don't teach a triple extension. I don't.
Whatever, dude. I mean, whatever. It's just, and here's the thing that frustrates me with
That
triple
was
extension.
awesome.
I shouldn't have said that.
I'm
so sorry. I was totally lying. I don't.
I swear to you this: there are some great lifters that triple extend, but in my opinion, if they catapulted, they'd be way better.
They would be better.
That's all I got to say right now. It's a technique that was
night,
invented.
everybody.
Hold on. It was a technique that was invented back before 1964 when the barbell was not allowed to touch your body.
Yes.
Wake up, people, and smell the fucking coffee.
We know.
All right.
Jared.
JaredEnderton.com.
Are you serious? JaredEnderton.com? That's bullshit. I'm just kidding.
I disagree.
I disagree with your website.
I disagree with your opinion.
It should be .net.
.me.
Your opinion is incorrect.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, guys, go to JaredEnderton.com and email this mother trucker if you guys want him to be at your gym doing a seminar, right, Jared?
Yeah, just booking
Yeah.
the next round of seminars. So get a hold of me. JaredEnderton.com has the contact form for that and all the seminar information. So
We're going to have you out at our gym.
What you got, Trav?
MashElite.com has it
let's
all.
do it.
Oh, yeah, baby. I love that.
Sign up for
Simple.
the Attitude Nation Online Army, baby. We're taking over the biggest weightlifting team in the world. Get ready.
Clap,
Then we'll
clap.
see who slams bars and who doesn't.
Oh!
You slam whole bar racks.
And all I got to say is theattitudенation.com. Check out our upcoming schedule for the Level 1 seminars and California, Cali, Level 2 camp coming up.
Good night, everybody.
Later.
Get ready.
Salute.
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 Later.